Hi grade ones! Welcome to the Jolly Phonics video for this week. This week I changed the way that I filmed it a little bit, so you'll notice that I will be doing the first part sitting here, and then the second part I decided to do an overhead view where I'm writing on the table. So you'll see, I hope you like it. Okay, so let's get started. So the first thing you need is your Jolly Phonics and a pencil, so make sure you have both of those items. If you don't, pause the video now and then come back when you're ready. Okay, so let's get started. So this week we're starting on page 23. So please flip to that page and I want to do the dictation with you. So that's the part where there's the lines and you write the word one by one. So just like last week, I'm going to read all the words slowly, saying a sentence for each word, and then your job is to try to spell it as best as you can. Now, remember grade ones that when we are spelling, it's important to remember the vowel rules. If it's a long vowel and it's saying its own name, then you have to have two vowels. If the vowel is a short vowel and it's making the sound, like for example, it's only one vowel. So when I'm reading the words, make sure that you're listening for that. As well, make sure that you're listening for the blends, right? Like sh or th, right? So those are two letters blended together, like in a smoothie, to make one word. Or sorry, one letter. Okay, one sound. Okay, let's get started. First word, van. I was in the van going to get the groceries. Van. Jug. The milk is in the jug. Jug. Now remember grade ones, at any time if I'm going too fast, you can pause the video and take your time to spell the words. Yes. I said yes when my mom asked me. Yes. West. West. I went west when I was walking in the park. Jump. I jump with my skipping rope. Shin. Shin. I bumped my shin on the table. The shin is the part of your leg on the bottom part, and it's in front. So that's what that word means. Okay. Thud. Thud. I made a loud thud when I bumped into the coffee table. Cheap. Cheap. The little chick went cheap when she was walking. Cheap. Quilt. Quilt. I put the quilt on my bed. Quilt. Okay, grade ones, this one is going to be the tricky one. So again, it sounds like one word, but it sounds like two words, but it's actually one. So just keep that in mind. Starfish. Starfish. There is a starfish in the ocean. Okay, so now if you need any more time, make sure you pause the video. I'm going to read all of the words again. Your job is to go through each one and make sure that you did your best spelling. And then at the end, I will show you the spelling of the words, so then you can check it. Okay, first word, van, jug, yes, west, jump, shin, thud, cheap, quilt, starfish. Okay, grade one. So if you are ready, you can continue watching the video and I will put the words up on the video so that you can mark it. If you need some more time, then pause the video here. So let's continue on. The next word that we are going to be trying to spell is the word barn. So if you look in the middle of the second row, you will see the red building. And if you remember from our from when we learned in social about the rural communities, there you would find barns. So I want you to take a minute and try to sound it out and spell it. So barn has three sounds. B-arn, B-arn. So pause the video now and try to spell it out on the lines on your page and unpause when you're ready. Okay, so the first sound is a b sound, which is the letter B. Then we have the sound R. So that sounds like the letter R, but I know that usually there is a vowel in between consonants when I'm spelling a word. So I'm going to think about if there's two letters, a vowel and a consonant that would make that sound, which would be A-R, R. Okay, then I'm going to try to find the last sound, barn, which is an N. Okay, let's move on to the next word. So the next word that I want you to try to sound out is pie. So it has two sounds, p-I, pie. So pause the video now and give it a try. Okay, so let's go through it together. P, I. Okay, so it's I, but because it's saying its own name, then I know that it has to be a long vowel, which means I need two vowels. So that's why it's I-E. Okay, let's move on to the next words. The next word that we're trying to spell is goat. So it has three sounds, g, o, t, t. So I want you to pause the video and sound it out, please. Okay, now let's try it together. G, g, g. That would be a G. O, O. So that is a long O. It's making its own name. So when the O is saying its own name, it is paired, its partners with an A, and then the last sound is t, t, t. Goat. Okay, now I want you to try the next one on your own. It has four sounds. Snail, snail, snail. So pause the video now and try it, please. Okay, so first sound is S, S, N, sn. A. So again, we are hearing the long sound. Okay, so A, when it's saying its own name, usually, most of the time, it's partners with an I. Okay, snail, l. Oops. Now, the last letter is an L. Okay, now the next one is the word three. And it also has three sounds in it. Okay, so when we're trying to sound out three, it's three. So now I want you to think what sounds make that. Pause it here and try it on your own. Okay, so that sound is a TH. It's a TH blend. And then R, and then E. So again, the vowel is saying its own name, E. So we know we have to have two vowels, and this time it is double E. Okay, so that's it for this page. So if you are doing the next page, continue watching. Okay, so now we are going to be starting page 25 in the Jolly Phonics. Before we get started writing, I want you to take a look at the picture that we are going to be writing about. So, the picture is titled Night Time. And in the picture, we see lots of things. We see an owl, we see some trees, the moon, right? So before we start brainstorming about our picture and what to write about, I want you to pause the video and take a minute and really think about what does nighttime look like? What are some of the sounds you hear? What does it look like when you look out the window? What does it look like if you are out on the summer night and you're sitting outside in the backyard, for example? Okay, so take a minute, pause the video, and think about what you might want to write about nighttime. Okay, let's get started. The first thing we're going to brainstorm is some nouns. So I will be brainstorming all of the nouns with blue, just like we usually do. So what do you think would be some good nouns for this? Remember, a noun is a person, place, or thing, and it can be an animal as well. So looking at the picture, what do you see? Well, maybe an owl. And don't forget to write these down. So you can even take an extra page in your writing journal and write this down before that you start writing to brainstorm what you might want to do. And if you want, you can even do it in blue just like I am. So you can find a pencil, crayon to write with. Okay, so first we have owl. We can also write about the moon. In the picture there are trees. There are stars. That one that looks like a butterfly is called a moth. Okay, so those are all really good nouns that we can use. So owl, moon, trees, stars, moth. So write these down in your journal as you're brainstorming, and then we'll move on to the next thing. Now remember, you don't have to use these nouns, but it is a good idea to brainstorm a few before you get started so that you have a few ideas of what to write about. Okay, let's do the adjectives now. So I'm going to be brainstorming the adjectives in red, just like we always do. Now, if we can remember back what an adjective is, it's an action word. So what actions would make sense for this picture? If I think of nighttime, I think of sleeping. Or if I'm thinking about the outside, I could think about an owl flying. Or maybe the owl is sitting on the branch. Okay, so again, these are just a few ideas of different verbs that you can use, the action words, but of course you can be more creative and pick some other ones as well. So once you're done writing these down, and you can even write them in red if you'd like, okay, then you can pause the video here or you can keep going. Okay, so let's start with the adjectives. So I will be doing the adjectives in yellow. The first thing I think of when I think of nighttime is the word quiet. A quiet night, or maybe a bright moon, or let's see, a brown owl. Or if I'm thinking about an owl's eyes, for example, I can think that they're very big. Okay, so these are all adjectives that you can use, the describing words, but of course you can come up with some on your own. Okay, so now that we're done brainstorming, it's your turn to write. And just like always, you can brainstorm some ideas with mom and dad and talk through your story before you start writing, okay? Now, if you are ready to go to the next page, continue watching. If not, then you can pause the video here and continue when you're ready. Hello, grade ones. Welcome to page 26. Okay, let's start with the instructions. It says, choose the right spelling of the A-I sound for each picture. Okay, so let's first talk about this A-I sound. Well, if we take a look at this vowel A, and we see the I beside it, we are going to make a good guess that this one is going to be a long A sound. And it is. So when the A is together with the I, it makes a long A sound. But the tricky part is sometimes the A partners up with a Y. And our job is to figure out, do I write it with an I? Or do I choose a Y? And that will be something that we're going to learn in this video and figure out what the rule is and how we can decide. How do we figure out, is it an AI or an AY? So let's learn that rule. When an AI sound comes at the end of a word, we are going to choose the Y. And I will let you know the reason why. The I is a little bit shy, and so it doesn't really like to come at the end of words. So it sends in its friend, letter Y, to take its place. Okay, let's go through that one more time. So when we have an A sound, and it's at the end of a word, the I gets a little bit shy and it doesn't want to go there. So then we're going to be choosing the AY sound. So let's go through some examples. First one we see is the word tray. Okay, and we start off with the letters TR, and now we have to choose. Is it going to be an AI or an AY? Now, by the picture and the way that the words are, we can tell that the sound we're looking for is at the end of the word. So let's take a guess. Do you think it will be AI or AY if it's at the end of the word? Let's think back to the rule we just learned, right? So if it's at the end of a word, tray, A, we will be choosing the AY because it's at the end of a word. So it will be like this. Okay, so make sure you take your pencil and you fill in the sound. Okay, if you need a few more seconds, pause the video here, and then I'm going to be moving on to the next word. Okay, the next word is the word snail. So you can see the picture underneath, and we have this. We have SN, a space, and L. Now, if you think back, we did see this word earlier this week on the other page when we were trying to figure out how to spell things. So I'm sure that some of you already know how to spell this one. Let's take a look. So first we have sn, A, ooh. Which one should we choose? Should we choose AI or AY? Well, it's in the middle of the word, right? So that means that it has to be AI. Just like that. Okay. So just pause the video here if you need some more time to copy it down. Okay, so the next one will be, what is that picture? Well, since we're using the A sound, rain. So you have to decide what goes here. Is it A-I or A-Y? I want you to try this one on your own first. Pause the video here and take a minute to decide. Is it A-I, rain, or A-Y, rain? Okay, so this one would be A-I. Why is it? Well, it is in the middle of the word. So again, it's going to be that one. Okay, moving on to the next one. The next one is hey. H-A. Okay, so I want you to take a minute and decide. Is it A-I or A-Y? Pause the video here and you can decide which one it is. Okay, so it would be A-Y because, of course, it's at the end of the word. So when the rule is, when it's at the end, the I sends in its friend, Y, to take its place. Because it's a little bit shy, right? Okay. Let's move on to the last two words. So, S-P-R, we already have. Then we have a space. And the word we're looking for is spray. 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 So, is it A-Y or A-I? So pause the video here and take a minute to do it on your own. Okay, so this one is A-Y because again, it's at the end of the word, right? So the I is shy and it sends in its friend Y to take its place. Next one, paint. Paint. Ain't. Is it A-I or A-Y? Pause the video here and take a minute to do it on your own. Okay, so this one is A-I because again, it's in the middle of the word. So the I is not shy anymore and it is there. Awesome. Okay, so if you still need a few minutes to catch up, pause the video here. Otherwise, we're moving on to the next part. Okay, so let's move on and learn the next part of the page. So if you look down on the page, we see O-I-O-Y. So when we see the O-I together, it is a long O sound and it sounds like oi, 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 like in oil, for example. And just like the A-I that we learned previously, just before this, the I is a little bit shy. So when it comes to when it's at the end of a word, the Y takes its place. Okay, so let's go through that one more time. When we have O-I, the I is a little shy, and so the Y takes its place. So now let's try and figure out which one we should choose when it comes to the different words. Okay, first word. So we have to put the oi sound here and then L, and it looks like the word is going to be oil. So do you think that it's going to be O-I or O-Y? Remember, when it's in the middle of a word, we choose this one. When it's end of the word, we choose this one. So which one do you think it is? Oil. Okay, the next one is point. Point. So again, which one do you think it will be? Is it O-I or O-Y? Point. Because it's in the middle of a word, the I is not shy and it is the OI. Okay, so now I want you to go and try the words on your own. I'm going to read the words to you, so follow along so that you know which word you're looking for, and then take some time to make the right choice. Is it OI or OY? And then we will go through it together. Okay, so I'm going to read the words to you in order. So beside the word point, the word is boy. Okay, so I want you to choose which one it is. Then comes boil, then coin, and then toy box. Now, toy box is the last one. It is 2 words, so be careful with that one, okay? So pause the video here, try it on your own, and then unpause when you're ready to mark it. Okay, so if you've tried them on your own, then you are ready to follow along. First one, boy. Is it OI or OY? Well, it's at the end of the word, so of course it's going to be OY, boy. Next one, boil. Well, it's in the middle of a word, so of course it's going to be OI. Next one, coin. It's in the middle of the word, so again, it's going to be OI. Okay, now let's try this one. Remember I told you it was 2 words, so toy is the word we are trying to spell here. So it's going to be OY because it's at the end of the word, and then box is the next word. So this is it for page 26. That's it for Jolly Phonics for this week. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.